Welcome on in, fellow Blood Angels fans. Praise be to Sanguinius because we live in a fantastic time. So in this action figure review video, we will be continuing the Sanguinary Guard review series in which we will be taking a very deep dive into the Sanguinary Ancient. I'll be honest with you, I think that this is going to be a very excellent action figure to review, so let's get down to it. Let us waste no time and get started right away. So, starting off with the death mask, I would have to say this is the favorite death mask of mine out of the bunch. I really enjoy the blazing sun iconography coupled with the rays of light, as well as this angelic halo up top. The face is properly haunting to look at with a greater depth of shading in the mouth and eye area, and there's also this light usage of shading where the halo up here meets the mask down here. So with the right pauldron, JoyToy has used the same kind of flat red that is seen on the rest of the Sanguinary Guard. There are nice red metallic triple blood tears, and the banner that has blood on it is screened on rather than engraved. I actually liked engraved because it has more detailing and shading that can be imparted on this. So anyways, let's move on to the left pauldron over here, and there are more angelic wings right here on top. There's very, very light, almost non-existent shading, which makes this area a bit too two-dimensional looking. The solo metallic blood tear stands out along with the blood drop amulet that is dangling down. So now moving on to the chest area, clearly you have a single red blood tear. There are glorious man nipples that are present on the armor. So there's this burnt metallic shading that is present at the lower part of the chest area. This torso is so manly that instead of a 6-pack, he has an 8-pack for abs of steel. So this area is soft, flexible plastic with darker recesses to further accentuate these manly abs. So on the waist area, this is the first we've seen a cloth tabard on the Sanguinary Guard. It is affixed to the armor right here with these blood tears. It is clearly like a tan color with a stingy use of shading with one swath of this darker tan area. There's a highly texturized frag grenade along with a pouch that has a blood tear that is on it. On the back, there's also a scabbard right here for a dagger that has a nice usage of color and is fully functional, in which I will display a little bit later. Now that we have moved on to the leg area, I'd say that this is rather plain looking with more of the darker metallic bronze shading right here in the knee area, as well as on the tip of the toe. The only other things that break up the monotony of the gold are these 2 purity seals right here, and then there is one singular hanging blood tear that is here. Perhaps could have used a little bit more adornments on this area to spice up the blandness. Now with the wings, they are bold, striking, and glorious. So they are a off-white kind of color, extremely weathered. So I'd have to say that the usage of shading between the feathers right here makes the wings look like they have more detail. Also, these bands of blue right here give more contrast compared to the white. Although I would have to say that the usage of color is a bit uneven and kind of weird looking due to this asymmetry. There's more shading on this wing, and then the blue is more prominent on this side versus the other side. And finally, the wings are attached on the back using a hinged area right here. You can move the wings back and forth like this at a greater than 90-degree angle. So looking at the Angelus Stormbolter that is on this Sanguinary Ancient, I would have to say that this is the most drab looking of all the Sanguinary Guard. Because this is an Ancient, maybe you should have been given a little bit more spice on this one. It just looks like a standard looking bolter with the black casing and gunmetal accents, but no panache aside from this muted gold blood chalice. Moving on to the saber, I would have to say this is a gorgeous looking blade. The metallic blue glow that is licking on the edge of the blade really makes it look electric, alive, and powered on. There is more blue glow that is emanating from these power nodes right here, and the blade itself is a nice weathered looking gunmetal metallic. And the final thing I'll have to say is I really enjoy the handle guard area due to the usage of this heavily shaded winged blood tier. The dagger that I have right here is plain looking but functional. The dagger can be placed inside of the scabbard, although the fit is a little bit snug. And finally, with the jump pack, I would have to say there's really nothing much to see here. There's this dark bronze color between the armor plates. The engines are off due to the metallic color that you see here. As I have lamented before, it would have been nice to see a blue or red glow right here for the engine area because it makes it look alive. Now with the banner, it is truly famous and iconic that all Blood Angels fans are familiar with. It serves as the centerpiece for the action figure, but I would say almost for the chapter itself. So the standard topper up here has a heavy use of shading, which is great in the wing area. There's plenty of shading around this blood chalice too. The banner itself has glorious Blood Angels iconography with the gratuitous usage of blood tears at the top right here, as well as the bottom. The angel in the middle is striking and imposing, stands out with a lot of the reds, golds, and white. And interestingly enough, the Blood Angels writing right here on the banner is actually raised instead of engraved, which is a first, and brings a lot of added texture to the banner right here. Now the back of the banner is completely plain. It is of a bleached skull kind of looking color, with a smattering of shading that is used up top. Now, some of you may be asking, how tall is this Sanguinary Ancient? I'll have to say that the height of the Sanguinary Ancient is actually completely the same compared to this Ultramarines Primaris Stern Guard. And you may ask, what kind of gold did JoyToy use for the Sanguinary Guard? And I will have to report to you that they use a little bit of a darker gold compared to the Adeptus Custodes armor. So as you can see here, the Adeptus Custodes pauldron right here is a lot lighter gold than it is on the Sanguinary Guard. I'll have to say, preferentially, I like the gold on the Sanguinary Guard because it is a legit richer kind of gold compared to the Blade Champion that you see in my right hand. And I'm going to compare this to the quote-unquote gold on this Alaris Terminator, which actually looks more of a kind of like copper bronze color. And you can clearly see the difference right here, the Terminator versus the Sanguinary Guard, that the gold on the Sanguinary Guard is truly a lustrous and brilliant gold. So that is it for the review, folks. It is time to wrap this video up. So as I said before on the other previous review video, I believe that the Sanguinary Guard are really the heart and soul of the Blood Angels chapter, aside from, weirdly enough, the Death Company. And I think that JoyToy did a fantastic job of capturing the whole entire ethos of the Sanguinary Guard in these action figures right here. And I'll just gonna go out and say this, that if you are strapped for cash and you really want the Sanguinary Guard, this action figure, in my opinion, is the action figure to get for the Blood Angels, mainly because, well, it has so much iconography. This banner that's sitting in front of me really is fantastic, and it captures everything that is the Blood Angels. I love the blood tier iconography, the angel with the wings over here, and then the blood chalice. It is an absolutely fantastic banner that really deserves to be front and center of your action figure collection. And don't forget the Sanguinary Ancient over here too. Obviously, I really love the death mask here. It is my favorite death mask out of every single one of the death masks that have been produced. The Incarmine sword that this action figure wields is just fantastic in my opinion too. But at any rate, like I said, this is definitely a must-buy for any Blood Angels fan. And where should you buy this? You definitely should buy this at David Toys where they have given me excellent customer service and have excellent and lightning fast shipping right to your doorstep in sometimes less than 4 days, which is amazing for free shipping overseas. I mean, that's something you have to jump on. And if you are going to pick up this action figure, do not forget to use the code SNS for 12% off on your purchase. So at any rate, thank you so much, members of the chapter, for tuning in to this action figure review. You guys are awesome. What else can I say? Your comments as well as your likes do help the channel. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next one.